All right, so I had a follow-up question to this video about types of validity regarding a term that's not in your textbook, but that you might see if you use any research methods materials on Quizlets or any other study sites, called nomological validity. Nomological validity, this idea has been around since the 50s, but there recently was a renewed interest in understanding it because not too long ago, actually in March of 2024, a group of researchers published an article basically calling out a bunch of other researchers saying this term is used wrong a lot and journal editors aren't catching it. And it seems like there's a pretty big misunderstanding about what this is. So I'm going to explain nomological validity as simply as I can because this is a little bit beyond an intro to research methods level. So we've talked about predictive validity, right? And that's where I expect one construct to predict another. If I know your score on this survey or this inventory that should predict the ability to work well in a group, and I put you in a job where you're having to work on a team, I expect there to be some prediction between your score on the inventory and your actual outcome. That's predictive validity, just as a quick recap. The problem is a lot of people use nomological validity and predictive validity interchangeably, and that's simply not accurate. So nomological validity is a type of construct validity. But basically what you're saying is you're getting a little bit more onto the theoretical side, and you're saying, in theory and based on established research, I have these ideas that I know are related to each other. They're predictive or they're correlative or they have some sort of mediated relationship. But in some way, I have this network called a nomological network. And I have this network of variables that I know are correlated with each other. And what I'm wanting to do is take this construct that I'm studying and propose I can plop it into that network with those and it works just fine. It also gets along with them, right? And this is going to be from a theoretical basis. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm wanting to do some research on this idea of memory loss based on short-term memory loss based on negative affect, right? When you're in a bad mood, you forget stuff more easily. You had a bad day at work and you totally forgot that you were supposed to stop at the grocery store. Someone hurt your feelings and you were sitting and dwelling on it and you forgot to go pick up something you needed from the pharmacy. This idea that negative affect can impact your ability to remember things that you were supposed to do. Let's say I'm wanting to research this. So I might come up with a list of constructs that I expect to be related to this, right? High emotionality, I might expect to be related to this. I might expect internalizing negative emotions to be related to this. I might expect rumination to be related to this, right? Because if I'm sitting and dwelling and replaying this event and how upset I am about it over and over and over, that could likely distract me from the fact that, oh yeah, my husband asked me to pick up pizza on the way home. So I would come up with this list of things of I would expect this network of ideas, this nomological network, this network of constructs based on a theory, based on prior research that had been done. I would expect these things to be related to this idea that I'm wanting to research over here of this emotion-based brief memory lapses. And the idea of nomological validity is if I can take this and kind of put it over here with these, and it actually fits and it actually syncs up, and I actually see those relationships that I would expect to see based on theory and prior research, then I could say that my construct has nomological validity because it fits within the nomological network of constructs in a way that theoretically makes sense. So hopefully that helped clear up how that can go beyond just a simple predictive validity. Again, it's not something we use a lot, just because once you get into testing it, then you're kind of getting into building structural equation models and things like that. And so you tend to do more that sort of research with it, and that phraseology of nomological validity often gets lost. So that's why it's a term that you don't see very often, but if you do see it, that is what it means.